welcomes you to the following presentation of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Arizona Diamondbacks baseball is being brought to you by Progressive. The Diamondbacks beat a good pitcher last night against the Angels, and they face another good one tonight as they look to clinch a series victory on D-Backs TV. Good evening from Chase Field. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve and Bob back here with you. Diamondbacks have won 3 of their last 4 games, but they move up in weight class just a bit here tonight. They're up against Angels strikeout artist Reid Detmers.
Yeah, Detmers goes into play tonight, second in the American League in strikeouts. He has really been good lately. You see what he's done over his last 4 starts. The remarkable thing is the 3 no decisions he had over those 4 starts. He pitched better than he did in his win.
That includes a 14 strikeout game against Texas. Punched out 9 Astros in his previous start last week. Diamondbacks got the win here last night, and they did it on the bases, creating some chaos, which helped get them the win.
You know I love that chaos. 11 stolen bases in 12 attempts since June 12th. In the 14 games before that, they only stole 1 base. And you know I love to put pressure on the defense, put pressure on the pitcher, the catcher, and the Diamondbacks have done that really well lately.
Led to at least a couple of their runs in their win last night. Merrill Kelly on the mound. When we come back, Todd Walsh, Brandon Webb have tonight's starting lineups after this short break on D-Backs TV.
So I hammer the rudder.
Join your favorite on-air personalities for unique perspectives, in-depth interviews, and untold stories from on and off the field. The MLB Network Podcast, presented by New Balance, Saturdays on MLB Network and wherever you get your podcasts.
They ask me, with or without? You with the crew?
You from the D?
Where'd you go to high school?
Your dad put you in brown and gold?
You see Skins go?
You get your Dodger dog?
You take the 7?
Siempre 305?
You see Big Dumper 60?
Do you see him put Vladdy in the jacket?
You here for 17 and 22?
Where were you in 16?
Where were you in 23?
How about 40-70?
You see Judge's 62?
Shohei's 50-50.
Think you can beat the freeze?
But they never ask who my team is. They don't have to. It's right here. Cut from the city. Visit MLBshop.com.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks.
There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight.
The bats have come alive.
Hey, showstopper!
We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit them.
These teams are entertaining, are they not?
The show continues.
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
A grand slam for your budget. Visit Progressive.com. By Jeep. Hurry in for the Jeep Declaration of Deals. Jeep, there's only one. By Jack in the Box. Get fired up with a Hot Ones Munchie meal. By Shamrock Farms, Arizona's hometown dairy. And by Y Refi. Do you need relief from private student loan debt? Go to yrefi.com.
I used to go to the games and watch that guy play. I've probably seen him play in person more than anybody else, so it's kind of surreal to be playing against him and competing with him. Trying to, leave that kind of starstruck mentality in the past and just go out there and compete. And, I know I belong here too, so it's not as much of like a who is this guy? I try to just play my game and execute my pitches.
Just love to hear Ryan Nelson after last night's performance back here on the pre and post game set. Todd Walsh along with Brandon Webb. Before we get to the starting lineups, one last taste of last night. What does that tell you about Ryan Nelson, who grew up with Mike Trout, fanatic almost?
Yes.
And there he is on the mound, battling with him, winning one of the battles and saying, I'm not starstruck anymore.
Well, he knows he belongs. He said, he goes, I feel and I know that I belong in the big leagues, and he does. I mean, he showed it. It was a great way to end the game for him with the big strikeout. He gave up a home run early, but he ended his game, ended his innings on a strikeout to Mike Trout.
Growing up right before our very eyes. All right, let's get to the starting lineups presented by Trajan Wealth, and we'll take a look at both squads here. We'll start with the Diamondbacks. And what about Corbin Carroll's numbers against the lefty?
Back 400. Okay, that's it. Okay. No big deal.
And Mike Trout, I know you highlighted him on the pregame show, but he's starting to find a groove here, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's just healthy. He's been healthy. He hit his 16th home run last night. 3-time MVP. I mean, we just like when everybody does. Opposing players, everybody likes to see Mike Trout on the field.
Yep, you're so right about that. All right, we'll take a break. As we go to break, one last look before he gets out on the mound. And Merrill Kelly is making his way from the bullpen, where this game will start on the mound with the ball in his hand right after this.
We, the people of the ballpark, are all in on baseball. We want dingers and dogs, sunshine and a beat, a place to take it all in and let it all out. And maybe more than anything, a few hours with one another. Baseball for the people.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks.
There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight.
The bats have come alive.
Hey, showstopper!
We're just playing Powerball.
This place doesn't know what hit them.
These teams are entertaining, are they not?
The show continues.
Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Go in the cage, on the field, and into the sky during 5 straight hours of live coverage at the 2026 MLB Draft Combine, June 23rd at noon Eastern, only on MLB Network.
You buy Progressive Insurance, a grand slam for your budget. Visit Progressive.com. By Chaz Roberts, serving you since 42. By Talking Stick Resort, Playcation is back. Stay and play with rates as low as $129. By Trajan Wealth, enjoy life today without worrying about tomorrow. And by Sanderson Ford. For the best play on a new vehicle, choose Sanderson Ford. Merrill, the mainstay, is set to take the mound. Diamondbacks doing pretty well right now. They've won 3 of the last 4 games, and tonight can clinch a 2nd consecutive series victory. And don't look now, but we're creeping up on the halfway point of the season on this homestand. At the start of play today, very much a postseason contender. The Diamondbacks only half game out of a wild card.
Absolutely, and I don't think the Diamondbacks have really hit their stride. They had a nice stretch there for a while where the offense was producing. The pitchers were going 7 or 8 innings every game, and that kind of came and went. It's a little bit more of a struggle right now, but a lot of baseball left to go.
Well, Ryan Nelson set the tone to win in the opener last night, and it's Merrill Kelly tonight here. Why refly? Diamondback starting pitcher stats. Merrill coming off consecutive losses against the Nationals and the Marlins.
Yeah, Merrill's doesn't just seem to be the Merrill Kelly of old, where he just filled up that strike zone with all of his pitches. You see the 27 walks in 64 and a third innings. That is way high for Merrill Kelly. The strikeouts are down a little bit too.
He's got Adrian Del Castillo behind the plate tonight as we get a look around the diamond at the D-back defense. That's provided by CarShield.
Well, we're going to highlight Ketel Marte because the Angels are starting a lefty, and we know what Ketel Marte does to left-handed pitchers. Maybe he'll lead off this game with a long ball.
Work out. Well, Bob, let's get your keys to the game for tonight. Second of 3 against the LA Angels, and that's brought to us by Jeep.
Well, we talked about Detmers in the open of the show. You got to cash in every base runner you get. He's a good pitcher, and if you get somebody on base, you got to find a way to get him on the plate. And for Merrill, as I just mentioned, pound that zone with all of your stuff. Put the Angels on the back foot.
6-7 pitches, can throw him for strikes at any time. Kurt Suzuki, the first-year skipper, his club at 29 wins this year. Only the Rockies have a lower number in the win column in the majors. Los Angeles 15 under 500. They're last in the American League West, a division in which only one team, Seattle, has a winning record. Zach Neto, the shortstop, will lead it off. Edwin Moscoso behind the plate, calling balls and strikes, our plate umpire. And here we go from a Tuesday night in downtown Phoenix, second of 3, again for Los Angeles Angels. Neto 0 for 4 as the leadoff hitter last night. Get into a double play and struck out twice. Neto gets hit by pitches a lot, always has over the course of his young career, and he's got as much armor on the front of his body as the rules allow. From head to toe, he's all armored up. He's been plunked more than a few times. Kind of leans out over the plate a bit.
Got his toes right on that inside line of the batter's box, and then he dives a little bit on top of it.
Got the foot guard, the shin guard, the hand guard, the elbow guard, forearm guard. It's got a whole thing going there. And Merrill trying to find his release point. The cutter sails away, and it's 3-0. Neto is leading the American League in strikeouts. Don't want to put him on board ahead of Mike Trout. Line to third, and guess who? It's the 10-time Gold Glover, Nolan Arenado.
Well, was struck pretty well. Looked like it was headed for that left field corner, and extra bases for Neto, but Nolan Arenado with 3 quick steps toward that foul line keeps that one out of left field. First out of the game.
Lost count of how many extra base hits he's taken away this year. It's just remarkable. Here is the future Hall of Famer, Mike Trout. Trout tops on the Angels in homers and OPS. Last night he was hit by a pitch. He singled and homered his 16th of the year. His first ever home run in this ballpark. Of course, Trout's had a lot of injuries in recent seasons, and kind of crazy that over the course of 16 years in the big leagues, he's only played 3 games here, but made the most of it last night.
He sure did. Opposite field home run there off Ryan Nelson. Just snuck it into the bullpen out there down the right field line. I'll tell you, if you wanted to see something interesting, go to Baseball Reference and pull up Mike Trout's career stats, because they highlight if you lead the league in bold and italics if you lead the major leagues, and his stat line is covered with italics.
Sort of the mark of a potential Hall of Famer, the bold type on Baseball Reference. Merrill with a low strike there, and it's 2-2. Trout has homered twice over what is now a 6-game hitting streak. Nolan Shotwell, the first baseman, is on deck. Didn't bite on that slider. Good spot for it, but he wouldn't offer. And the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, it looked like it just dipped low out of the zone right there. Good pitch, good take.
9 pitches for Merrill, only 3 strikes so far. But it gets the swing and miss with that sinker. And there's 2 down to the first.
That's the thing about facing Merrill Kelly. Even for a veteran like Mike Trout, you never know what you're going to get on a given pitch. He won't necessarily throw fastballs in fastball counts. He won't necessarily throw breaking balls when he's ahead with 2 strikes. You never know what you're going to get.
He is, by definition, a pitcher, not a thrower for sure. Shotwell 0 for 4 last night. Fouls off the first pitch fastball. 254 and 4 homers. Had a great crowd in here last night, 29,000 plus. Another good crowd in here tonight. That's right there with a fastball, and it's 0-2. That's the thing about Merrill. Not only is it 6 different pitches, but he might throw them anywhere in the zone, in, away, up, down. Got to cover the whole strike zone if you're the hitter. There's a look from our Moss cam behind home plate, a favorite among the writers. Swing and a miss on the curveball. Merrill Kelly really mixing things up. 2 strikeouts and a 1-2-3 first. And the Diamondbacks are coming up against Angels left-hander Reid Detmers. Set to lead it off against your LA starter tonight. It's the 26-year-old left-hander Reid Detmers. 14 starts. He's among the American League strikeout leaders.
He's basically a 4-pitch guy. 4-seam fastball, a slider, a changeup, a curve. There's a couple of sinkers that have shown up on his chart. I think that might have just been misdiagnosed.
Marte for the right-hand side against the left-hander. First pitch swinging, pops it straight up. Nick Madrigal, the former Cub, is there. And it's got to come down eventually. Gravity wins that one. Here's a look around the diamond at the Angels defense.
Well, we talked about Mike Trout when he was at the plate. He's a great defender out there in center field, but he carries a .291 career batting average, a .406 on base percentage, and a .971 OPS. This guy is one of the all-time greats.
And for the first time in several years, their everyday center fielder moving over from a corner spot or DH after all the knee problems. Healthy again, running well. One pitch out for Detmers, and there's ball one to Geraldo Perdomo. Who was on base again most of last night. He walked twice, scored a run, and that big 7th inning RBI double.
And tremendous base running.
You don't often see a guy tag up 2 bases on a foul ball in the infield, but that's what happened after there was a collision up the line. Joe Waddell and Oswald Peraza. Peraza not in the starting lineup for the Angels tonight.
Should point out that the Diamondbacks against left-handed starting pitchers this year are 12-5. The Angels, on the other hand, against righty starters are 21-32.
Fouls off that slider. You'll see a lot of that pitch tonight from Reid Detmers. It is primarily a fastball slider combo. He led the American League in strikeouts in May. And over his last 4 starts has allowed a total of only 5 runs and 9 hits. It's those 2 pitches that do most of the damage. That's the slider there, and it's 2-2 on Jerry.
I mentioned his last 4 starts, he has 1 win. When he went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs on 5 hits. The 3 no decisions, he was tremendous. 8 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs.
Perdomo punches it down the right field line, but Joe Waddell, tremendous speed and athleticism out there, is able to run it down just shy of the line, takes extra bases away.
And we talked a lot about Adele last night. He's finally blossoming into the player I think the Angels have been waiting on for a number of years. Nice defensive play right there, getting over to the line with a slide.
That looked like it had a good chance to drop in there into that corner near the bullpen. 2 down for Corbin Carroll, who bats 3rd. Back up the middle, another one pitch out for Detmers as Neto cleans it up. And he's got a quick first. We've played 3 outs on 7 pitches for the Angels lefty, and there's no score. Well, last night, Joe Adell, an RBI double in the first, gave the Angels the early lead, but the Diamondbacks would come back again, highlighted by this Pavin Smith towering home run off the right field foul pole in the 7th inning. Their 24th comeback win this year, and they won the opener of this 3-game set with Los Angeles 4-3, and looking to make it 2 in a row tonight. Big hug for Pavin, who's got a craven. Not in the starting lineup against the left-hander. Joe Adell is in there against Merrill Kelly, and he leads off the Angels' second. Just off the corner, cutter didn't quite land. Adell 257, 10 homers. The Angels hits an RBI leader this year. Adell is heating up. He singled, had an RBI double last night. He's got multiple hits in 3 consecutive games.
Just be careful of that fastball location against this guy. He loves to hit fastballs.
Yeah, Joe Adell's all tooled up, as they say. There's the power, the speed, the athleticism. He's got the type of bat speed that's among the top 2% of all major league hitters. Explosion is in that bat if you make a location mistake. And drives this to center toward Jordan Lawler. Jordan still on the run. He's not going to get there all the way to the 413 mark. And there's that bat speed for Joe Adell, his second double in the series.
The ball looked like it changed directions. It looked like a line drive just to the left to straightaway center, and it just kept hooking and hooking away from Jordan Lawler.
So 105 off the bat, yeah. Hit the base of the wall out there. So Adell at second to start the second, ahead of Nick Madrigal. Madrigal, 13 games, his first season with the Angels, only recently up for the minor leagues. Gets the start at second base tonight. Signed a minor league deal with the Angels in January. Missed all of last season with the Mets after he fractured his left shoulder in spring training. Wiped out his entire year. Ground ball up the middle. Adell will sneak into third. Perdomo cleans it up, and there's one away. Don't forget the jackpot is open. It's our D-backs Give Back 50-50 raffle supported by Avnet Cares. One lucky winner takes home half the net proceeds, and the other half benefits the Diamondbacks Foundation's youth sports and outreach programs. Jackpot already over $6,000 and climbing quickly. dbacks.com/5050, the place to go to play along from home from anywhere in the state of Arizona. Strike one to Wade Meckler. The left fielder. Meckler was batting third last night. He's batting sixth here tonight. 292, couple of home runs. He singled in his start in left field last night.
Meckler has appeared in just 21 games with LA this year. Called up for his Angels debut May 22nd. Adele at third with one out. Well, that'll get the run home. Lawler won't be able to close as it drops in for a hit. Adele jogs in. The RBI for Meckler. And just like last night, LA scores first.
Yeah, the Angels have scored first in each of their last, make it 10 games now. That one just short for Jordan Lawler. Couldn't quite get to the spot.
Why refi gives us a slow-mo look. Jordan able to get a glove on it. That gets behind him. It's a lot worse than an RBI single. Young third baseman. We saw him last night out there. Denzer Guzman for the Angels. 22-year-old rookie. Just 6 games with LA this year. Singleton has started third base last night.
Lined it to right. It backs up Corbin Carroll, still backing up all the way to the wall. And Corbin runs it down. Boy, Guzman gave that a ride the other way. Corbin able to get it up against the fence for the second out.
That ball looked like it took a funny line too. Of course, off the bat of a right-hander, it's going to slice toward the foul line, but you can see Corbin had to change directions a couple times to get underneath that ball right at the fence.
That was not an easy catch. 2 outs for the catcher now, Logan O'Hoppe. Meckler still at first, a run home for the Angels. And the first pitch slider lands. O'Hoppe back behind the plate tonight, 1 for 4 with a double last night. 221 on the year. That's out of play. Merrill Kelly has held the opponent to 3 runs or fewer in 6 of his last 7 starts. He's been very good. A couple of wins over the Giants, beat the Mets, beat the Rockies. The one outlier was 2 starts ago here when he got knocked around by the Washington Nationals. Gave up 3 homers in that start and called it just a bad day. And he's pretty much been right. That's really the only outlier going back to the middle of May for Merrill this year.
This is his 5th start here at Chase Field. Well, he was very critical of Chase last year when he was cramping up, but they kind of solved that problem.
Oh, goodness, it kept popping up over and over.
But the numbers are not good here at Chase Field this year. 22 in the 3rd innings, 27 hits, 19 runs. He's given up 7 homers here at Chase. Pitched to a 7.66 ERA. You know he wants to improve those numbers.
Another check over there on Meckler. That's 2 disengagements for Merrill. Former Diamondback Adam Eaton coaching down there at first for Kurt Suzuki. Jeff Bannister on the phone with Alan Campbell. Here's a look. Looks like the right hand might have snuck in there.
So
no challenge. So Meckler has the advantage. Merrill's thrown over twice already in his plate appearance. And it's 1-2 on O'Hoppe. There goes Meckler. And a swing and a miss. Merrill gets the strikeout, but the Angels get the lead on the Wade Meckler RBI single. We're going to visit Paul Sewald. It's not closing time yet, but Todd Walsh is in the bullpen and perhaps warming up. Diamondbacks trail the Angels early in this one. There you see the Diamondback bullpen down in the left field corner, and it's time now for the Active Bike presented by the Active Cash Card, and we check in with Todd Hall.
This is my new hangout, Steve. This is the coolest place to be. Thanks for bringing it to us with the man of the hour, Paul Sewald. Paul, this is your lair. This is a special place, isn't it?
This is where we spend all of our time. This is we get sent out here, not part of the team for the rest of the day. You just come out here and we start to lock in, hopefully in the 6th or 7th inning once our starters are done, and it's time to get to work.
Wow, that was a direct hit to the mic. I'll sue those guys if that's okay with you.
That's fine. That's fine. They're both.
I just love how quickly, though, this place can turn into a freeway.
Yeah, starters grooving. You're not worrying about it. They're at 75 pitches through 5. A couple guys get on in the 6th. This place starts to get a little frantic. It can get a little crazy here towards the end of the game.
I want to talk about your situation. A lot of work in the last handful of games. This could play out nicely, though, with the day game, the off day. You don't get this kind of a runway very often, do you?
No, 3 days off is certainly a luxury, especially, then we have 2 weeks before we have another off day, and we only have one more off day until the first half is over. So, it's been great just to get a bunch of workload. Workload for me means that we're winning games, so that's the most important thing.
We talked in Seattle about a milestone that you got to, your 100th career save, your 500th strikeout last night. I love what you told me. I want to revisit it, that when you're young and you're early in your career and you're having success, you think it's just going to keep happening. But it doesn't go that way, does it?
No. I remember my first one, Brandon Phillips, when he was with the Braves, I was just lucky to get one, and then you start to get a bunch, and you start to think you're going to get $1 million, and next thing you know, you're thankful you got to 500.
I think you're one of the coolest stories in all of baseball. The fact that you have turned this around back here in Arizona. Is it a combination of health finally, or throwing strikes, and that's kind of the mandate around here?
A little bit of everything. Most important, health. No one's a good pitcher on the IL. So just being able to be healthy, I think, has been the most important thing. But I've been throwing a lot of strikes, and I don't throw hard, and I have to be in the strike zone. I got to be ahead of guys to make myself good, and I've done a really good job of that so far through the first 2.5 months of the season. And it's a long season. We still got 3.5 to go, but that'll be the most important thing through the stretch.
And to live up in the zone, that takes courage.
Yeah, especially when they start shrinking the strike zone year by year, especially this ABS. So, you just got to get ahead and attack them and get them on their heels rather than on their toes. And then, even my 91-92 seems to look faster that way.
What's the fans' situation like out here? How are Diamondbacks fans? How do they treat the bullpen?
They're pretty good. It's a lot better than when we play the Dodgers. Too many LA people out here, but it's good. They're typically good. They're cheering for us. We can't give a ball to every single person that comes to the game. We don't have 30,000 balls every game. I know that disappoints people, but that's the least of our worries out here.
What's the hierarchy like for you as a veteran? I mean, where are you in the standings of who's who and who runs the show out here?
Well, this is the earliest I've been out here.
I heard that.
I came out here early for you, Todd. So I would say most service time pitching in the end of the game. I would say me, but you're getting a little older, so maybe people are starting to try to take advantage of me.
Could you just give me your first stretch? This is for Brandon Webb. What's the first one you do?
First one's just this cross body of just like 4 out of 5. That's not feeling good. The emergency arm circles is when you know somebody's not ready and they have to get ready quickly.
I got to go, but is it true you have a Keurig coffee machine back there?
Once you pass that door, that's a secret door. Nobody knows what's past that secret door except for the 8 of us.
Could I throw you a Finsky for a cup of coffee?
TV camera, maybe.
Listen, thanks for letting us hang out here. And these guys were planning a full out assault, but you're at the top of the heap. You know that, right?
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Thanks, Paul.
You're the man.
It's good to see you. Paul Sewald in his bullpen, Steve.
Well, I mean, it appears to be something of a revolt going on down there. Ryan Thompson looks like he's up to no good.
It looked like he had some kind of weapon in his hand.
Does he have a crowbar? Here's Ildemaro Vargas. 2 quick outs for Detmers, who's just rolling along here in the second. And Vargas misses that curveball. It's 1-2.
Yeah, Detmer got his first strikeout there of Nolan Arenado. I find this kind of interesting. The most strikeouts against right-handed batters in the majors this year, the top 3 are all left-handed pitchers.
That is weird.
That is weird. Christopher Sanchez, followed by Jesus Luzardo, and Reid Detmers is third on that list.
3 pretty good ones.
Yeah, really good.
That partially explains it. Okay, now that seems a little more normal. Waller would be next. 2-2 on Vargas, and they're at first base tonight. Foot race is on. Detmers sprinting over to the bag, does a nice job. But Shawnuel throws it behind him, and Vargas is aboard. Boy, Detmers, you could see that get over right away. He did a good job to hustle over there, but Vargas is going to get second base here. Not a great toss there from Shawnuel, kind of a tricky play.
Yeah, it was a tricky play. Shawnuel has to come in and then throw back against his body to a moving target that time, and well behind and below Detmers as he gets over there to cover the bag.
Well, we saw the Diamondbacks take advantage of an error by Shawnuel in the game last night. That's an E3. Every time there's a defensive miscue out there, there's a chance to make it hurt. And Lawler has it right here. Didn't offer. It's ball one. It's just an E3, no base hit for Vargas. Lawler with a fly ball toward the bullpen. Oh, just curls foul. Look out, Todd. They still won't let him in.
Can't get out.
Once you hit it out, you can't get out. He's trapped.
It's like the mosquito coast.
I'll give you $10 if you climb up the wall.
I can't do that. Only in the Superstars competition.
If you come out that door, Todd, you have to pitch.
I've already thought about
all right,
that.
the Superstars. Will you race Gabe Kaplan on a bicycle?
They will. But Robert Conrad with that battery on his shoulder is not a good combo.
Heather Locklear in the dunk tank. Here's the 1-1. No one under the age of 50 knows what the heck we're talking about. Two balls and a strike on Lawler. Jordan hits it hard to third. Eats up Guzman. And he is out at first. Let's see if Tortobello wants to challenge that one. Jen Powell down there, the first base umpire. Jeff Bannister checks in with Alan Campbell, and Guzman made the play, so they strand that error. There it is, behind the secret door. What's going on in there? Here's a look around the league, brought to us by Bet365. Watch this one go. Drake Baldwin, the Braves catcher, his first game off the injured list. Hits at 473 feet at Truist Park in Atlanta. And his first at bat off the IL through the rain. The longest home run in the majors this year. Drake Baldwin, the outstanding young catcher for the Braves. That's what's going on around the league. Brought to us by Bet365. That was just about an hour or so ago, in fact. Donovan Walton, the DH, bats ninth. He leads off the third for the Angels against Merrill Kelly. And Walton has appeared in only 19 games this year, but he's homered in each of his last two, including a ninth-inning home run last night off Paul Sewald, which made it a one-run game. And he punches this one the other way for Lourdes Gurriel.
And there's a quick out for Merrill to start the third.
Another kind of an oddity here tonight, partner.
Yeah.
The last time both teams had their designated hitter hitting in the 9th spot in the lineup, you have to go back to September of the 24 season. Angels against the Texas Rangers. Both had their DHs hitting 9th.
James Groover, the DH for the Diamondbacks tonight. Walton for the Angels. Here's Neto, the leadoff hitter, who hit a rocket out to third that Nolan Arenado snagged to start the game. And Neto is hitless in the series. Zach Neto, an Angels first-round pick in 2022 out of Campbell University, same school that produced Ryan Thompson, Diamondback reliever. That's in Blues Creek, North Carolina. The Camels, the Campbell Camels.
How about that?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Neto's got some pop, and that one is going to go way out of here. His 14th, and it's 2-0 Los Angeles. You mentioned the home runs for Merrill Kelly. It's been a bit of a problem. That's the 14th he's given up this year.
Ouch.
421 feet.
Neto, he's not a big guy, but he generates a lot of bat speed and caught a 92-mile-an-hour pitch right on the inside corner. He knew it right away. Way out of here to left.
He's had back-to-back years with at least 23 homers and 26 stolen bases, Zach Neto. Slugged over 470 last season. Speaking of slug, here's Mike Trout, but Corbin's got room and right, and that's 2 outs in the third. And Neto, when he's been healthy and he's had more than a share of injury issues, has been a dangerous hitter even with all the strikeouts. 2 outs for Shawnuel, who struck out his first time. Angels coming in 15 games under 500, last place in the AL West. 29 wins this season. Only the Rockies have a lower number in the win column. But they lead this one 2-0. Shawnuel's only 24. This is already his 3rd straight season as their everyday first baseman. He was a first-round pick in the 23 draft by the Angels and was up in the big leagues that very same year. You don't often see that. There's the Merrill Kelly changeup. Shawnuel, an Angels first-round pick out of Florida Atlantic. The 11th pick in that loaded 2023 draft. Shawnuel was taken 1 pick before the Diamondbacks took Tommy Troy out of Stanford. Hit hard to second and by Marte to right field. 2-out single for Shawnuel. That's his first hit in the series.
$100 miles an hour off the bat that time. Pitch had stayed up out over the plate for Shawnuel, and he just reaches out and hooks it back through the right side. Oh, by the way, that game in Atlanta where Drake Baldwin hit that monster home run is now suspended because of the rain, so it isn't official yet.
Oh, no. Yeah, it looked pretty gloomy there in Atlanta from the highlights. Adele has been doing his share of damage. He doubled and scored to lead off the second for the first Angels run. His second double in this series. And if you include tonight, he's now got 16 hits in his last 9 games.
Yikes.
He's been stacking them up. Sinker fouled away. It sounded like he broke his bat. Oh, just off the end. Yeah, Adele hitting .346 in June. Having a terrific month. 20 homers 2 years ago. Zach Neto was amazed at that foul ball. Once more for Corbin and right. Oh, Zach Neto's 14th of the year pads the Angels lead. Diamondbacks are down 2-0. Back with you from Chase Field. Diamondbacks trail the Angels early in this one. 2-0 set for the bottom of the third against left-hander Reid Detmers, the subject of our progressive player profile. Strikeouts per 9. Tell you what, this guy's doing pretty well.
Yeah, big names on that list in front of him.
Well, the last year's Cy Young winner, Paul Skeens, and maybe this year's Cy Younger, Jacob Mizorowski, the Brewers. Adrian Del Castillo left on left. Leads off the third. Dell behind the plate tonight. Tough matchup for him. Asked Torlabello about Gabriel Moreno. You know, they've been redlining Gabby to keep his bat in the lineup, and they had thought about maybe giving him tomorrow off, but he finally kind of hit the wall and just needed tonight off. So Dell is behind the plate. Hopefully Gabby back there tomorrow, and Del Castillo drops one in front of Trout for the first Diamondback hit. There you go, left on left for Dell.
I've heard a lot of left-handed hitters say that sometimes they need to face a left-handed pitcher, especially if they're struggling a little bit. You've got to keep that front shoulder in there against a left-handed pitcher. Wasn't hit particularly hard, but ADC gets a base hit out of it anyway.
I don't know. Sometimes it's better when you don't hit him hard.
Yeah.
Right? Well, James Groover, the DH, bats 9. And there's that slider for a strike. Groover's hit safely in 5 of his first 7 career games in the big leagues. Had a good road trip. Well, good way to start a bottom of the order rally here. Groover had a game-tying RBI single in Friday's win over the Reds. Drew a walk to lead off the 9th. Sunday came around to score a pad run on a Ketel Marte RBI hit. A fastball on Detmers sails, and it's 1-1.
It almost looked like a fake pitch out. Look how far out O'Hoppe moves. Detmer airmails one way up high that time. We used to do that from time to time if we thought the opposing team was going to run. We used to call it a fake pitch out.
Wow.
Just call for a fastball up and away to a right-handed hitter or up and into a lefty and be ready to come out of the chute throwing.
Don't see a lot of pitch outs these days, certainly not fake ones.
We had a fake squeeze play too. I've told this story in the past. We were playing against the Dodgers, and Roger Craig was our manager. Don Zimmer was our third base coach.
Popeye.
So I was on a runner at third base, and Popeye came over and said, okay, we're going to fake squeeze, which means I break early for home plate, ideally getting the other team to pitch out, getting the Dodgers to throw a pitch out to combat the squeeze. But it was all a fake. I would run 3 or 4 steps down the line, slam on the brakes, the batter would show bunt, pull the bat back, hoping to get a count in our favor. Well, I did it, and Tommy Lasorda came running from the home plate side of their dugout all the way down to the third base side, screaming at me. Where in the heck are you going to go? Not Tommy's exact words.
Well,
you can't run a little bit. You just get on the bag and stay there. And he walked all the way back down.
Wow.
Roger Craig goes through his signs again. Zim comes over and says, do it again.
Of course.
Well, the second time Tommy's language was a little more flowery than the first time. I thought I told you to stay on the base.
Can he even do that? You can't talk to your players. Can't abuse our pledges, only we can. 2-2 on Gino hanging in there against Detmers. Reid Detmers, a first rounder by the Angels out of Louisville, the number 10 pick in the 2020 draft. 8th pitch of the at-bat right here. He's fouled off 5 of them.
Good battle.
Yeah, it sure is.
And I mentioned it last night, the more pitches you can see, the better idea you have moving forward. Once you see that ball out of his hand, you recognize it a lot quicker after you've seen a couple of them.
Again, that's the primary approach for Reid Detmers, the 4-seam slider combo. He threw 1 curveball in there. Good take right there, that low slider. This is a tremendous at bat by Lou James, and the count is full 3-2. All 3 of the youngsters who've been up here, Waldschmidt and Troy and Groover, all have that same approach at the plate. Rolls it to short, backhanded by Neto, makes a nice play. And the Angels able to turn two. Zach Neto got it started. Getting over there deep in the hole.
Neto had to go several steps to his right, got rid of it quickly to Madrigal, which made that an easy double play for the Angels.
Refi gives us the slow-mo look as Madrigal turns it. 2 down, bases empty for Marte, who popped out of the first pitch he saw against Detmers to lead it off.
Hey fans, if the D-backs hit a home run tonight, you score a free jumbo jack from Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink. Wanted to get that in quickly before Marte launches one here.
Okay, here comes the Marte. Home run in 3, 2, and 1. I took a shot. Yeah, they had the big home run last night, of course. Pavin Smith high off the foul pole in right field in the 7th inning. Diamondbacks only 1 hit so far, the Del Castillo single that led off this 3rd. And once more for Neto, shortstop. Reid Detmers through 3, holding a 2-0 lead for Los Angeles.
Here at Chase Field, he was just introduced to the crowd here in Chase Field on the big screen on DVTV, and here he is meeting his hopefully someday new manager, Jun Sung Eun. Agreed to terms with the Diamondbacks for the 2026 international signing period. He's quite a prospect from Korea, shortstop pitcher, but as Tori Lavello was talking about, and so is he through his interpreter today, that the focus will be on shortstop for the time being, and then we will move on. But Steve, obviously the Diamondbacks made quite a splash across the baseball universe today with that signing.
That's highly unusual. This kid in Korea was one of the top prospects to go play in the KBO, but he's going to skip that process entirely and sign right away with the Major League organization, which is highly unusual. So the Diamondbacks with a real international coup there. This is a very, very well-regarded prospect from Korea, prep prospect, right out of high school.
Well, the fans gave him a real nice round of applause when they announced him between innings.
He was taking ground balls in the infield with Geraldo Perdomo at shortstop before the game today. It's a very unusual route. Don't see that a lot, but the Diamondbacks very aggressive in pursuing him. So it's going to be a very interesting guy to watch in their system as Nick Madrigal leads off the 4th against Merrill Kelly.
Merrill out of character once again tonight. I mentioned that he just hasn't looked himself. Only 5 of 14 first pitch strikes. That's usually one of Merrill's strengths, getting ahead in the count, expanding the zone. But he hasn't been able to throw that first pitch strike as often as he would like.
He's given up 4 hits, the double by Adele, the homer by Neto, both resulting in the 2 Angel runs. That's fouled off the bat of Madrigal. Madrigal 5 seasons in Chicago, first 2 with the White Sox. He was the number 4 pick in the first round of the 2018 draft coming out of Oregon State. Got traded across town to the Cubs in a deal for Craig Kimbrell. Spent 3 years there. This one bounces in the hole. Arenado throws on the run, and it's a strike to Vargas. Now, let's get this word now from the comedy team of Lavello and Hovick. It's Tim Hovick and Santan Ford.
Zach wants a D-back dog. And a soda.
Do you guys ever talk normal?
We are.
Well, I'm concerned that Zach's not getting a lot of lines in these bits. That's his second appearance as a guest star. You know, a series is taking off when there are guest stars now.
Yeah, a cameo.
Yeah, but Zach has been in 2 of them and doesn't have a line yet. Well, I hope that's not by design. I mean, you know, because Torrey wants to have all the lines. You know, he's got the whole hee-haw background. Left field for Lourdes. You know, it's kind of like Penn and Teller, the magicians, where the one guy never talks.
Yeah, good call.
I forget if it's Penn or Teller. I think it's Teller who doesn't talk. So that's Zach Gallen.
Of course, if you give him lines, you have to pay him.
Is that the deal?
I think that's the deal.
Well, it's only making $22 million. Denver Guzman, the third baseman. 2 outs in the 4th. Merrill at 50 pitches, 32 strikes. He's got 3 strikeouts. He's not walked a batter. Kind of been a workmanlike effort so far, trailing 2-0 in the 4th. Guzman's an intriguing young player. He's only 22 years old. Just his 7th game this year. And he's got 6 hits and 4 RBIs in his last 4. Singled at his start at third base last night. Flying out his first time up tonight. He won't offer that changeup. Still qualifies as a rookie this year. Played in 13 games with the Angels last season as a brief September call-up.
And he's shown a big arm down there at third base.
Big lanky kid at 6'1", 190. Oh, Hoppy on deck, 2-2 on Denzer Guzman. Fouls off another one. Guzman holding down third base. Angels have a number of key injuries as we've discussed. No Yohan Moncada. Adam Frazier's on the IL. Anthony Rendon as well, among others. Arenado once more smothers that one, but he's got no play. Guzman's aboard. No chance for Nolan there. It's a 2-out single.
Had that internal stopwatch running, and he realized by the time I get to my feet and make a throw, he's going to be on the bag. No sense risking a bad throw and allowing him to move up 90 feet more.
So that's the 5th hit for the Angels. 2-out base runner for Logan O'Hoppe, who struck out to win the 2nd, the catcher. That is fair down the line. It stayed just inside the bag. Guzman's on the move. Gurriel's on it, comes up throwing, and they stop Guzman at third. Lourdes pounced on that one and may have saved a run. Keith Johnson, the third base coach, sure looked like Guzman was going to come around, but he put the brakes on when Gurriel picked the baseball up along that line.
Yeah, made a real nice play down in that left field corner. We've seen some real odd hops once that ball gets down in the corner. Sometimes it hits chain link, sometimes it hits pipe, sometimes it hits the fence. But Lourdes got to it so quickly and unleashed that throw to the cutoff man. They had no choice but to stop him at third.
So chance here for the Angels, up 2-0. Second and third, 2 down. Donovan Walton, who has homered in his last 2 games, including last night, is the hitter. The DH bats 9th.
He lined out his first time up. 7 hits in his last 4 games, Walton. That's fouled away, and it's 0-2. Walton didn't come up from AAA Salt Lake until May 22nd after he signed a minor league deal in December. He's played only sparingly over parts of 6 seasons in the major leagues with Seattle, San Francisco, Philadelphia. 32 years old. Guzman is at third. O'Hoppe at second with 2 outs. Walton's one of those baseball survivors, 32 years old. He's played 7 seasons in the majors, but fewer than 100 career games. He's hung in there.
And 10 of those games came as a relief pitcher in AAA for the Giants. He pitched to a 2.25 ERA in 10 games.
An athlete. 5th rounder by Seattle on Oklahoma State. Neto, who homered in the 3rd, would be next, the leadoff hitter. It's 2-2 on Donovan Walton. Merrill now at 60 pitches. Well, Walton wouldn't bite on the changeup, wouldn't bite on that one either, up and away. Now it's full. Don't want to have to deal with Neto with the bases full. Merrill had a quick 1-2-3 13 pitch first, but he has labored ever since. 21st pitch of the inning right here. And that's rolled to second. It's by Marte. Guzman is coming home. O'Hoppe right behind the play at the plate. And Del Castillo has the tag. Guzman scores. They cut down O'Hoppe on the throw from Corbin Carroll, but the Angels pick up a run on the Diamondbacks Baseball Network, presented by Progressive. There's one aspect of Corbin Carroll's game that could have stood improvement. It was his throwing from the outfield and his work with Dave McKay over the last couple of years. He has vastly improved with the strength of his throwing arm, the accuracy, and the quick release. And he cuts down Logan O'Hoppe trying to score from second.
O'Hoppe doesn't run particularly well, but it was worth a try right there. Corbin Carroll charged that ball so well that enabled him to get off an accurate throw to home plate. ADC right there to apply the tag.
And if you look at Corbin's numbers in terms of outfield assists over the first half of his career and the second half, you can see a dramatic improvement the last 2 seasons in his outfield assists, just throwing from the outfield. So he saved 1 run. Angels pick up another, so it's 3-0 LA as Geraldo Perdomo starts off the bottom of the 4th against left-hander Reid Detmers. Detmers so far has given up only 1 hit, the Del Castillo single. Jerry flied out his first time on a terrific sliding catch by Joe Adell in right field, taking away extra bases.
Perdomo in his last 13 games is hitting .366. He's really heating up, and over that stretch he has twice as many walks as strikeouts. So he has seen vast improvement at the plate ever since they dropped him down to the lineup, and now of course he's back up.
The pitcher saw the ball, catcher has challenged.
Edwin Moscoso, the plate umpire. Logan O'Hoppe challenges the ball call. T-Mobile gives us a look at the ABS.
Lotando retains the challenge.
So O'Hoppe wins that one, and the pitch is a strike. It flips the count to from 2-1 to 1-2. But I think every Perdomo at bat seems like includes 2 strikes at some point.
Yeah.
So no harm done. Perdomo, Carroll, Gurriel due up 2, 3, and 4 in the Diamondback 4th inning. They've been out hit so far 7-1.
That 1-1 pitch that O'Hoppe was able to get reversed. Greg Maddux always used to say that's the most important pitch in the at-bat. Most people would say, oh, it's the first pitch, throw a first pitch strike, but Maddux always insisted that the difference between 2-1 and 1-2 was where the at-bat really got swung.
Well, Jerry should have perhaps challenged that one, rung up on a pitch that looks outside by Edwin Moscoso. The curveball lands, says the plate umpire, but ABS tells a different story. But no challenge from Perdomo. He'll take the strikeout, the second for Detmers, ahead of Corbin Carroll.
Detmers, according to the Angels media notes, throws the slowest curveball in the major league, averaging just over 72 miles an hour. There's another one.
Kind of looks like the one that Greinke used to throw every now and again, just for yucks, trying to throw as slow as possible, which is a lot harder than it sounds. Corbin grounded out his first time. Here's a drive to right field. This one is out to the track and right, and Adell's got just enough room for out number 2. 2 down for Gurriel. Lourdes in left field tonight after he was the DH last night.
Might have caught it just a little bit toward the end of the bat. Thought it was going to carry a little better than that, but Dell catches it right in the middle of the warning track.
Lourdes lined out to shortstop his first time. Gurriel made his return from the left hamstring strain last night, had an RBI single in the ballgame after missing 21 games on the injured list. Of course, he missed the first 20 games of the season, rehabbing the right knee surgery after that gruesome injury last September, and said it was frustrating to have worked so hard to come back from the knee injury and then to have something else pop up. But he sure did miss his bat. Went down May 22nd here at Chase Field with that left hamstring issue.
Well, it's never good to go on the IL, but we were just thankful it wasn't his knee again.
Yeah, for sure. That was last September 1st. The ACL tear in the right knee, surgery 10 days later. Rehabbed all winter, bounces it up the middle. Madrigal at second, and Reid Detmers is rolling along through 4 with a 3-0 lead.
down on the farm with Manuel Pena, 22-year-old prospect in the Diamondback system who was hitting home runs in bunches. He played at Amarillo for most of this year. 26 homers, 64 RBIs in 61 games. In Double-A, he's just been promoted to Triple-A, and he's off to Reno. Manuel Pena. That's what's going on down on the farm, brought to us by Shamrock Fabs.
Crops are coming in down on the farm.
Manuel Pena, an infielder, plays second, first, third. He's 22 years old on a Santo Domingo. So who knows the way he's going. He might be up here next week. Merrill Kelly has labored 62 pitches through 4. Zach Neto, who homered in the third, leads off the Angel fifth. The Angels have scored solo runs in each of the previous 3 innings against Merrill Kelly, who trails at 3-0. LA has out-hit the Diamondbacks 7-1. And Reid Detmers has been in command throughout. Neto hits another one deep. Waller in pursuit under the home run porch, and that one is off the wall, off the front of the fence. Neto, who's already got a homer, is in at third with a triple. Just missed another home run. Second triple this year for the Angels shortstop, and he leads off the fifth by standing at third base.
Boy, he has struck the ball right on the button his last 2 at bats. A little slider that just didn't slide enough off that outside corner. Neto gets a barrel on it and narrowly missed a home run. Hit the facing of the home run porch out there.
Kurt Suzuki is going to come out and have a look. He has some questions about this. Now here at Chase Field, the ground rules say, and this particularly pertains to the part over the batter's eye in center, that the ball has to be fully above the yellow line to be a home run. If it's on any part of the yellow line, it is not a home run. And I think that's what happened right there.
406 feet.
And at 406, let's see if it hit the line. Right on the bottom part of the yellow, maybe. Here goes another one off the bat of Mike Trout. Waller's out there, and this one is over the yellow line and a home run. Mike Trout second in this series, and the Angels have opened things up. It's 5-0. The long ball bites Merrill Kelly again. This is Merrill's 12th start. He's given up 15 home runs.
9 of them here at Chase Field. That ball was clobbered. Almost the same spot out there in center field. This one above the yellow stripe, unfortunately, out there on the batter's eye.
17th of the year for Mike Trout, after he homered out to right field in the 5th inning last night. Angels now 5 runs on 9 hits in 4+ innings against Merrill Kelly. Nolan Shotwell singled his last time up, 1 for 2. We were talking about Merrill's record here at Chase Field. It has gone wanting, and having another rough home start tonight. This is only Merrill's 5th start at Chase Field. Remember, he was injured to start the year. But began the night with a ERA here at home over 7.5, and that number's going up. And he loses Shotwell, so a triple, a home run, and a base on balls open up the LA 5th, and that's going to get Brian Kaplan out to the mound.
And possibly some activity in the bullpen. I mean, Merrill's just not hitting his spots. Everybody makes mistakes when you're out there on the mound, and you hope that some of those mistakes get popped up or hit right at your defenders. Unfortunately, tonight they are squaring them up hard in play.
First walk issued by Merrill tonight as we visit with Arizona 5-2-9.
Knock it out of the park when saving for your child's future educational needs. Open an AZ 529 Education Savings Plan today at az529.gov.
Merrill's current Chase Field ERA is now 8.20.
Yikes.
If you tack on what Angels have accomplished so far, now you deal with Joe Adell, who's got 3 hits in the series, 2 of them doubles. He doubled his first time up tonight. Lined out hard to right his last time. He's hit the ball hard throughout this series, Joe Adell. Shonwell at first. Still no outs in the 5th. Adell's got plenty of power himself. 2 seasons ago, 20 home runs, then 37 last year. Drove in just under 100. Good movement on that sinker. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Good movement, good location. Started it right at the bottom of the strike zone and got the swing and a miss as the ball dipped low.
Los Angeles so far 5 runs on 9 hits. Home runs by Zach Neto and Mike Trout. Merrill already at 75 pitches, 45 strikes. He's walked 1, he struck out 3. Quick feet. Shonwell back in time.
Make a good pitch right here. Adell just doesn't walk. He's had 9 walks on the season in 307 plate appearances. So just throw something that starts in the zone and ends up out of the zone.
Like that?
Like
that. You called it. There's the changeup. And that's strikeout number 4 for Merrill. First out in the 5th.
Yeah, Adell just does not want to walk. Of course, when you hit the ball as hard as he does and have the bat speed that he does, you're going to end up chasing some bad pitches. That's a changeup that starts at the bottom of the zone and drops right underneath the bat.
Second baseman tonight, Nick Madrigal. He's grounded out twice, 0 for 2. Fastball at 91's a strike. Madrigal opened up at AAA, hit .275 in nearly 40 games at Salt Lake before he was recalled late last month. Angels signed Adam Frazier, the veteran infielder, in the offseason. But Frazier's not played since June 5th. He's got right elbow inflammation. They think he might be back soon. Saw Oswald Peraza at second base last night. Madrigal out there tonight. Bounce to short. Perdomo for 1. Marte can't quite turn it. Madrigal gets up the line. They get the force on Shonwell for the second out.
It just wasn't hit hard enough. Just kind of smothered that ball into the dirt in front of home plate, but busts it down that line to make sure the D-backs can't turn too.
Angels have scored in 4 consecutive innings. 2 runs home here in the 5th on the Trout homer, his second of the series and 17th of the year. Madrigal at first with 2 down. The batter is Wade Meckler, who had an RBI single in the second. Meckler's another guy filling in with all these injuries. Just 21 games this year. Called up May 22nd. That's hit hard to second. Marte gets there. Quick glove hand, and they get the out. And Merrill's out of the 5th. But Zach Neto triples. Mike Trout homers, and it's 5-0 Los Angeles. Well, Reid Detmers, Angels lefty, one of the top strikeout pitchers in the American League, but he's only punched out 2. Doesn't mean he hasn't been effective.
He's had a lot of swing and miss, a lot of soft contact. He had the benefit of the doubt on that curveball to Geraldo Perdomo, but yeah, just a lot of soft contact. Probably the hardest hit ball was Perdomo's drive down the right field line that Adele made that great sliding catch.
52 pitches through 4 scoreless. He sent down all 5 he's faced since the only Diamondback hit, which was Adrian Del Castillo's single to start the 3rd. Arenado, a strikeout victim, leads off the 5th. Detmers, the number 10 pick in the 2020 draft by the Angels out of Louisville, came up briefly the following season. Then in 2022, you might recall, made 25 starts and had a no-hitter against Tampa Bay at Angel Stadium. He's had some injuries over the years, struggled a bit, spent all of last season in the bullpen, now back in the rotation this year. And very effective. There's another ground ball for an out. And Detmers has retired 6 in a row. Father's Day is this Sunday. You can celebrate with us at the Diamondback game against the Minnesota Twins for 15,000 D-back dads. Get this year's Father's Day polo. It's the purple Serpientes edition. Get your tickets at dbacks.com.
Oh, these are sweet.
Yeah, I like the collars.
Yeah, the collar's nice. Like I said before, Arizona born, 1998. Got cacti and baseballs and half moons, all kinds of good stuff on there.
Wildemaro Vargas is the first baseman tonight. Once more, Neto's been busy at shortstop. More weak contact from Detmers. He's retired 7 straight. Detmers 3 years ago was only 4 and 10. And then two years ago was struggling. Spent most of that year in the minors, so they moved him to the bullpen last year. He made 61 appearances, all in relief. Finished the season with some left elbow trouble. Came back as a starter this year, and boy, was that ever the right decision.
Yes, indeed.
Really good.
You mentioned that no-hitter that he threw. The second one thrown by an Angels rookie. The other one was Bo Belinsky, who briefly played for the Cleveland Indians. Now, Bo Belinsky was my idol growing up because he dated Ann Margaret. He dated Mamie Van Doren.
Wow.
Connie Stevens, Tina Louise.
Ginger?
Yeah.
He dated Ginger.
Bo had some game.
Apparently. He's also got a type. Changeup lands and it's 0-2 on Jordan Longer.
Well, back in the day when I was a kid going to Cleveland Municipal Stadium to watch those then Indians play, I used to hang around the players' exit and watch the guys drive out. See what kind of car they were.
Bo must have had a nice whip.
He had a convertible and a blonde sitting next to him. So I'm not sure who that was, but Bo was doing all right.
Bo knows. Detmers 60 pitches, 40 strikes. Working on his second consecutive 1-2-3 inning. Detmers was close to perfect his last time out against the Astros. He retired the first 15 batters he faced. Worked 7 innings of 1-run, 1-hit baseball. Struck out 9 without walking a batter, and he's been nearly as effective tonight. Struck out 14 Rangers in late May. 8 innings of 1-run ball in that game, followed with 7 strikeouts and 5 at a win at Tampa Bay. 6 scoreless at Dodger Stadium. The list goes on and on. There's a smash over the head of J.R. House. Diamondbacks have been out hit 9-1. Adrian Del Castillo, a single to lead off the third, has been the only hit. Well, you can see in watching Jordan Lawler's at bats, even for a kid that missed so much time this year, missed more than 60 games. But you can see how the quality of the at bat is so much better than it was when he first came up. Not this year, but earlier in his career. That's popped up back here.
I think the big difference is he's swinging at strikes now. He's swinging at pitches. He knows he can do something with it.
And that's what they're trying to get Ryan Waldschmidt to figure out. And at Reno, lay off some of those sliders. There's the hitting coaches. Damian Easley on the right, Joe Mather on the left. Ninth pitch of the at-bat right here to Jordan Lawler. Curveball bounces. Full count, 3-2. Well, as Torrey always likes to say it, these things are a series of graduations. And what they liked about Jordan, even during his wrist injury while he rehabbed, he didn't waste time. He held down the spot for him, and as soon as he was ready, he had it right back out there in center. Tremendous at bat here.
And once again, the more pitches you see as a hitter during the course of the at bat, the less chance you have of getting fooled by something.
Hitting coaches on the top step. 11th pitch of the at bat to Jordan Lawler on the way from Reid Detmers. Jordan hits a little fly out to center for Trout. And Detmers has given up only one hit through 5 scoreless. He sat down 8 consecutive and holds a 5-0 lead.
Pointing to Banny. Banny called it from the dugout. So, yeah. And then the next guy hits a double, so he probably saved me a run.
What a moment last night. Todd Walsh back here at Chase Field. This was a tie score in the top of the 6th with a runner on, and Ryan Nelson picks off Guzman. And as you can see, he is pointing as he comes off the mound, and he is pointing to bench coach Jeff Bannister. And once again, we extol the virtues of one of the smartest baseball minds around. And guys, I flash back to that huge pickoff that we saw a couple of weeks ago in San Francisco late in the game. Kevin Ginkel on the called play as he got Luis Ariz, and once again Jeff Bannister winning the inches and the details of the game, as he does so often.
Well, if you've ever watched Jeff Bannister watch a game from the dugout, it's like watching a hawk sitting on a branch figuring out which squirrel he's going to eat. He was getting together with J.R. House. There's Banny on the right. Denver Guzman, the third baseman, starts off the 6th against Merrill Kelly. Guzman singled and scored in the 4th. Angels have scored in each of the previous 4 innings.
You know, another thing about that pickoff by Ryan Nelson, the fact that it was a left-handed first baseman, Pavin Smith, actually made that play for me. Pavin let the ball travel a little bit farther. He caught it and tagged all in one motion. The tendency is to reach out for the ball. It's always going to get there quicker if you let it travel that last couple feet, and that's what Pavin did.
1-2 on Guzman. Don't they say the same thing to the middle infielders when you're covering a stolen base attempt?
Absolutely. Let the ball come to you. Don't go out and get it.
Ball is moving faster than your hand will move. been a labor for Merrill Kelly tonight. 5 runs on 9 hits, and there's another base hit. Guzman second tonight. Merrill Kelly giving up at least 5 earned runs in a game. Last season it happened only twice in 32 starts. Tonight is the 5th time it's happened in just a dozen starts. And there's activity in the Sanderson Ford bullpen with Ryan Thompson. So the 5th time in 12 starts now that Merrill this year has given up at least 5 earned runs. Logan O'Hoppe doubled his last time up. Just saw Guzman get picked off. Merrill's got the quickest feet around. Maybe they can pick him off again. There's another one just off the edge of the glove of Perdomo. O'Hoppe has his second hit. That's 11 hits now for the Angels in 5+ innings.
Just off the tip of the webbing right there. Oh, so close.
Refi gives us a slow-mo look. Del Castillo with a slow walk out to the mound.
Yeah, this would appear to be a situation for Ryan Thompson to come in there throwing that sidearm sinker, hope to get a ground ball double play and at least limit the damage here in this inning. 2-1, nobody out.
Merrill has given up 11 hits so far. That's the most he's allowed in a game this year. His career high is 12 hits given up in a game. He's one shy of that. And Donovan Walton, who had an RBI single his last time up and homered last night, is the hitter. And you've got Neto on deck behind him, and Neto's already homered and tripled today. Here's that Merrill Kelly changeup.
5 hits in 8 at bats for the guys at the bottom of the Angels order. The 7, 8, 9 hitters, Guzman, O'Hoppe, and Walton.
And Meckler batting 6th as an RBI single as well. Of course, you got the 2 guys up top, Neto and Trout, who've both homered. A lot of damage up and down this LA lineup tonight. 5 runs on 11 hits. Donovan kind of scoops at it up along the left field line. Jerry's on the run, but Arenado makes his now standard over the shoulder basket catch in foul ground. And they get the first out in the 6th. Let's see what Torey Lovullo wants to do with Zach Neto coming up.
Well, what a great play by Arenado. He was playing in to protect against a possible bunt. Makes that over the shoulder catch look so easy.
Here comes Torey going up the top step, and this is exactly as you said, Bob, why RT is up down there. You need a ground ball double play here to stop the bleeding. This has not been Merrill Kelly's night. Responsible for 2 runners here in the 6th inning, having already allowed 5 runs on 11 hits. Ryan Thompson on his way in. We're back in a moment on D-backs TV. Diamondbacks and Angels, and for a limited time only, it's a big sale. You can watch Diamondback games in market live and on demand all season long for just $37.99 with Dbacks.tv, subject to national exclusivities. Cut the price in half. We'll give you the whole rest of the season, just $38. Dbacks.tv, the place to go for all the info. Here's Ryan Thompson. Worked a scoreless 7th in last week's opener against the Marlins. Retired the side on 9 pitches and then worked 1 1/3 scoreless Friday in the win at Cincinnati. He gets a real mess here. 1 out, 1st and 2nd. Here's Zach Neto, who has homered and tripled. He's 2 for 3. He's got Trout on deck behind him. A little conversation here with Edwin Moscoso. This is a matchup of Campbell Camels. Both guys out of Campbell University.
I think Neto was alerting Edwin Moscoso that I look up late. You know, he has to be alert to the pitcher at 8 seconds.
And got a little warning for RT there.
Yeah, he's a little bit like Lourdes Gurriel in that respect. He doesn't look out there until he absolutely has to.
Play on at second. It's just off the glove of Kittel. That's the standard Ryan Thompson play, where they take advantage of his unusual delivery. They've had a lot of success with that play. They put it in about midway last year. There's the spin around.
Been a close play. If the throw was on the bag right there, you could see Kittel swatted it over towards shortstop before the runner got back to the base.
Zach Neto, a first-round pick by the Angels out of Campbell University in 2022. That's in Blues Creek, North Carolina, by the way. Different story for Ryan Thompson, who was a 23rd rounder in 2014 by the Astros out of Campbell. Here they are head-to-head. It's 1-2. And Ryan Thompson gets swing and miss with that sinker. That's a big out number 2, and now he deals with Mike Trout.
Well, that's a great pitch. Started at the bottom of the zone and just wanted to hide its head in the dirt as it got up into the hitting zone.
Swing and miss from Neto, who leads the American League in strikeouts. Trout homered his last time up after he homered here last night. Boy, that thing was a slider and a half right there. Lance for strike 1. Guzman, the runner at second for the Angels. O'Hoppy's at first with 2 outs. Merrill Kelly responsible for both runners. Rough night for Merrill so far. 5 runs, 11 hits allowed, including a pair of home runs. Trout has homered 3 times now over what's become a 7-game hitting streak, so he's on a tear right now. His home run in the 5th, his 17th of the year.
Well, if I read it correctly today, Mike Trout is second only to Aaron Judge in the American League outfield all-star ballot.
He's having a terrific season at the age of 34 now. Shonwell would be next. It's 2-2 on the Angels center fielder. Couldn't get in the bite there, and it's full. 16th season with the Angels for Mike Trout. He'll be 35 in August. Runners on the move. That's belted down the line. More trouble. Guzman will score. Gurriel dives on that one and prevents O'Hoppy from coming around. Trout has the RBI double, but boy, Lourdes Gurriel did a swan dive on that one deep in the left field corner to prevent O'Hoppy from scoring.
What a play. That ball was smoked down toward the left field corner. What a nice play. Throws from his knees to quickly get it back into the cutoff man.
That absolutely saved a run.
Wow.
111 miles an hour off the bat of Mike Trout. Neto has a triple and a homer. Trout has a double and a homer. The Angels have 6 runs on 12 hits. Shawnuel, the batter, he has singled and walked. He's 1 for 2. Run charge to Merrill Kelly, who's still responsible for O'Hoppe at third base. 2 on and 2 out. The Angels have now scored at least 1 run in 5 consecutive innings. Skies it to right near the pool. Corbin's under it. The Diamondbacks are out of the inning. The Angels tack on a run. They lead it 6-0. The upcoming schedule for the Diamondbacks presented by Desert Financial Credit Union. One more to go here early tomorrow with you at high noon on D-Backs TV. Sam Aldeguerri, the left-hander, will go for the Angels against Eduardo Rodriguez for the Diamondbacks. Matchup of lefties. And a highly anticipated off day on Thursday before the Minnesota Twins coming for the weekend. Father's Day weekend. Don't forget Sunday, dbacks.com for your tickets. We're back on the road, St. Louis and Tampa Bay. Boy, Reid Detmers has been impressive. 5 scoreless innings, only 1 hit given up. And Adrian Del Castillo singled it, led off the 3rd, and now Del starts us off in the 6th.
How about this for Detmers? 68 pitches in the ball game. 21 of them came to 2 batters.
Lawler was 1, right?
Yeah, Lawler had an 11-pitch fly out to center field in the 5th, and Lou James Groover had a 10-pitch double play, unfortunately, in the 3rd inning. 31% of his pitches came in 2 at-bats.
He has been very efficient with the exception of those 2 at-bats for a guy that is one of the best strikeout pitchers in the league. He's only punched out 2 so far. One is ahead of Del 0-2. Now, Detmers is 1 strikeout away from becoming the first Angels pitcher to reach 100 strikeouts in his first 15 games of a season. Since both he and Shohei Ohtani did it 3 years ago. So he's right there with Shohei in terms of Angels pitchers. I forget what happened to Ohtani. Where did he go after that?
I don't know. He just kind of disappeared,
didn't he? You never hear anything. Oh, there he is.
Still has his old Angels jersey.
That's not right. 2-2 on Dell, starting off the 6th. Trying to get something going here. Gets this up in the air for Meckler in left. And Detmers has retired 9 consecutive batters.
Partner, you look like you need some positive news.
Yeah, I'm a little lacking for positivity here.
The Angels have 6 losses this season in games that they had a 3 or more run lead. They have also had 7 losses in games that they scored 7 or more runs. So not over.
Plus, Diamondbacks already, as we proved yesterday, lead the majors in comeback wins. So this is all going according to plan. James Grover into a double play, his first and only time up tonight. D-backs have had only 2 base runners all night long against Detmers. Vargas reached on an error by Shawnuel. And then Del Castillo had the single in the 3rd. That's been it. No traffic on the bases around Detmers. And as soon as Del Castillo had the base hit, he was erased on a double play ball. Madrigal's under this one. 2 outs in the 6th. Here's Cataldo for 2. Cattell singled and scored in the 7th last night. He's hit in 5 straight games. Behind in the count 0-1. He has popped out, grounded out. Punches that one through, and it rolls into right, make it a 6-game streak for Cattell. Just the 2nd Diamondback hit against Detmers, who had retired in the last 10 in a row.
You hear hitters talk all the time about not trying to do too much. That was exactly what Marte did right there. Just take what Detmers gives you, take advantage of that big hole on the right side.
And because he's Ketel Marte, he still hit it 110 miles an hour. 110. Perdomo 0 for 2. There's a strike with a slider. It's been an extended track of success for Jerry here as he kind of works his way back from a slow start offensively. He's hitting better than 300 in his last 22 games. Changeup misses. Bullpen is busy. Here's the left-hander Brandon Garcia. After Thompson got the final 2 outs in the 6th, looks like he'll get the 7th. Owen Dew, one of the pitching coaches there. Jerry rolls it into left center field. Look at Marte go. Boy, he is running really well. We saw that last night. Cattell with a terrific read there. Aggressive base running. He sneaks into 3rd. That's how he looked last night in the 7th when he scored from 1st on that Perdomo double.
Seemingly fully healthy now, really not afraid to stretch it out and really push himself. There were times in the past where, because of the gimpy hamstrings or the tight lower back, Cattell just had to be very careful on the bases and where his feet landed. He doesn't seem to be concerned with it at all right now.
Now this from Andrew the home buyer.
Catch the best deal for your house by calling me, Andrew the home buyer.
Well, a pair of 2-out base runners on the corners for Corbin Carroll. Corbin has hit in 3 of his last 4. He's 0 for 2 so far tonight. Remember, he went into the game hitting .400 this year against left-hand pitchers and slugging nearly .600. And you're one swing away from cutting this lead in half, trying to get Merrill off the hook. Marte's at 3rd, Perdomo's at 1st with 2 outs. Corbin's had a little more thump in the bat lately. Home runs in 5 of his last 13 games. Does it on the year. Activity in the Angel bullpen. Chase Silseth, the right-hander. He's one of the best relievers they got back there. It's 0-2 on Corbin.
That's a big slow curve that time from Detmers. Corbin saw it so well, but just couldn't stay back enough.
Chase the high fastball. Detmers gets his 3rd strikeout. Strands 2. And he's worked 6 scoreless innings. Diamondbacks baseball is being presented by Y-Refi.
The Arizona Diamondbacks and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Well, not much has gone the D-backs' way here tonight. They trail it in the 7th inning 6-0. They've been out hit by the Angels 12-3. Rough one from Merrill Kelly. 6 runs all earned on 11 hits in 5 1/3. Ryan Thompson got the final 2 outs of the 6th. And here's Brandon Garcia, the left-hander, to start the 7th against Joe Adell. Brandon did not pitch at Cincinnati over the weekend. Worked twice last week in Miami. Adell doubled and scored in the 2nd after he doubled last night. He's 1 for 3 tonight in the cleanup spot.
The Diamondbacks started the season without a left-handed relief pitcher in their bullpen, but Brandon Garcia has come up and done a nice job. Not only is he getting lefties out, he's getting righties out. They're only hitting 185 against him.
Of course, Brandon was the favorite to be the left-hander on the opening day roster, but he struggled this spring to throw strikes and had to open up the season in the minors. But boy, he solved the strike throwing part of it. 2-2 on Adell. You're right. Adell's not going to. It doesn't matter where the pitch is. He's swinging.
He's going to swing.
When you can hit it like he can, you don't blame him. But boy, if he started to get a little more selective, he'd really do some damage. Plate discipline has been the issue. Adell, over the course of his career, has seen occasionally skyrocketing strikeout rates and a near refusal to take a walk.
I mentioned before, he's now up to 308 plate appearances with 9 walks on the season.
That's hard to do. But tremendous production last year. 37 homers, drove in 98 runs for the Angels. Madrigal, the second baseman, is on deck, and then it's Wade Meckler.
was able to strike him out back in that 5th inning. Got to a full count, and I suggested you throw something that looks like a strike and ends up out of the zone. I think that would work well for Brandon Garcia right here.
Strike the ball. Behind short could be tricky. Perdomo ranging way out there, though. And Jerry able to run it down for the first out in the 7th inning. Hey, if you missed out on an exclusive special event item this year, well, don't panic. Now's the chance to snag one of these highly sought after items and a discounted ticket to an upcoming game. Dbacks.com/second chance. We like to give second chances.
Sure, everybody deserves a second chance.
Some of us need 3rd, 4th, and 5th chances. More info, Dbacks.com/second chance. Madrigal fouls off the first one. Rocket foul. Wow. Out in front of a slider. Don't hit Mike Soroka.
The pitch is called the ball. The catcher has challenged.
Edwin Moscoso, the plate umpire. Dell going to roll the dice here. Good one.
Balls for return. Pitch was a strike. The batter is out. Arizona entertains the challenge.
So Adrian Del Castillo with a terrific challenge turns a ball call into a strikeout for Garcia. And that's the 2nd out of the 7th.
I can't imagine what that must feel like, getting called out by a computer.
Well, I think you're just jealous because you couldn't do that before. You know, it wasn't around back then. Jose Siri will be the pinch hitter.
There were a lot of things that weren't around back then.
Siri will bat for Meckler. And there's that sweeper for a swing and miss. The veteran Siri, 24 games with the Angels. He's been a nice addition here, 326. He's given their offense a jolt lately. Signed a minor league deal in February. He was hitting .288 at AAA Salt Lake when he got called up for the first time middle of May. Of course, we've seen Siri over the years. Couple of seasons in Houston, 3 years with Tampa Bay. We'll be there next week, actually, to take on the Rays next weekend. At the Trop. The Trop. 2 strikeouts in a 1-2-3 7th for Brandon Garcia. It's 6-0 Los Angeles. Corbin Carroll in right field on a base hit by Donovan Walton. Let's take a look at what that looks like in StatCast Google Cloud mode. The cartoon Corbin throwing at 215 feet.
Almost 87 miles an hour, and as I mentioned at the time, he charged that ball hard. We see it every day out here. Dave McKay takes the outfielders out there, and one day they'll work on going back on fly balls, right and left, and Corbin has really worked hard on charging those balls and getting off a quick throw, and that time he was right on the money.
Activity in the Angels bullpen as Reid Detmers is back out there to start the 7th inning at 84 pitches, 58 strikes. Lourdes fouls that one away. So far, Detmers has given up only 3 hits. So is a Siri, who bat for Wade Meckler in the top half of this inning, takes over in left field. Lourdes in left field for the Diamondbacks, 0 for 2. Detmers had retired 10 consecutive before the back-to-back 2-out singles in the 6th by Marte and Perdomo. Jammed him that time, popped it up. Neto's under it at shortstop. And there's one away in the 7th inning. Purchase a special event ticket pack. Big day coming up on Sunday, Father's Day. And you can play catch on the field before the game against the Twins. SteveAx.com/dad. Your chance to get the ultimate gift for Dad. Catch on the field before the game this Sunday here at Chase.
Big Dad energy. That's a good day.
That's it. Arenado, the hitter now. Diamondbacks have been out hit 12-3. They've had nothing going offensively tonight against Detmers. Arenado slams it to center. Mike Trout's there. 2 outs in the 7th. Silthus, who was warming up earlier, still heating up in the Angel bullpen. 2 down for Vargas now. Silthus, the U of A product. Dre Jameson in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. Ildemaro Vargas reached on an error his first time up, grounded out in the 5th.
Detmers up to, what is he, about 88, 89 pitches in the ball game. He's only thrown under 90 pitches 1 time this year. His last time out, he threw 89 pitches. Gave up 1 run in 7 innings against the Astros.
Number 90 is poked to second. Madrigal has it. And Reid Detmers, big star tonight for the Angels. 7 scoreless innings of 3-hit baseball. And he has a 6-0 lead.
downtown Phoenix on a Tuesday night. All Angels tonight. They've out-hit the Diamondbacks 12-3. They have a 6-0 lead as we start the 8th inning. Drey Jameson out there for the Diamondbacks. A couple of relief outings for Drey since his Reno recall. And of course, we always follow the shoes with Drey Jameson. He has the most unique collection in the game, but he may have outdone himself tonight. Drey worked last Wednesday in Miami. Oh, he's got the Buzz Lightyear edition on. Sure, then Toy Story 5 is coming out, so Drey, as usual, ahead of things with that. Pitching to infinity and beyond to Dexter Guzman, who has singled twice and scored twice, 2 for 3. Drey worked last Wednesday against the Marlins, 2 2/3, extended relief outing that time at Lone Depot Park. There's the slider. So important for him to get those other pitches working besides the fastball. Working on a slider and an effective changeup to go with that big time heater. It's 0-2. Sky to center for Lawler. And that's the first down as we check in with the Arizona Division of Problem Gambling.
Sports betting is 24/7. So is help. Text NEXT STEP to 53342.
Brandon Garcia, the 1-2-3 7th. There's a quick out for Drey to start the 8th. And now here's the catcher, Logan O'Hoppe, who's 2 for 3.
Hey, you mentioned that 2 2/3 for Jameson against the Marlins.
8 pitches, 17 strikes. Scoreless, hitless relief for Drey. O'Hoppe. O'Hoppe will have to settle for that's his 3rd hit tonight, and the 13th for the Angels.
Just a little thing, but once again, Gurriel gets over there, cuts the ball off, and gets it back in quickly. Now, O'Hoppe does not run well, but that looked like a double off the bat to me.
For sure.
But the fact that Lourdes got to it quickly, unloaded back to the infield, O'Hoppe had to stop it first.
And for a guy that has missed time with a knee reconstruction and a hamstring strain, he's moving around out there awfully well. Walton took a big hack at that Drey Jameson changeup. He gets that pitch going, he's really going to have something. There's 2 key pitches for Drey off the fastball, the slider and that changeup. Left it up a little bit, but Walton was way out in front. It kind of trickles away from Del Castillo, and O'Hoppe gets that extra base after all. Wild pitch charge to Jameson.
It didn't actually hit in the dirt. I'm sure ADC would tell you that's a pitch he's got to stop right there, but it hit off the end of the glove and got far enough away for O'Hoppe to advance.
Walton's hit the ball hard throughout this series. That's going to get over the head of Corbin Carroll and over the wall. And the wild pitch means that O'Hoppe can come around and score on the ground rule double for Walton, his 2nd RBI hit tonight. He's had a big series after a home run last night.
Fortunately, looked like he got a little bit toward the end of the bat. Didn't get the carry he was expecting, but one hop off the warning track into the pool.
7 runs, 14 hits, all Angels tonight. And Neto, the shortstop, is the batter, 2 for 4. He has tripled and homered. Angels have scored in 6 of the 8 innings so far tonight.
He's really making an effort to advance both that slider and changeup to go with the fastball, throwing both those secondaries quite a bit here.
Don't forget about that fastball, though. He's got a good heater, especially when he locates it well.
Walton down there at second with one out. Mike Trout, who has homered and doubled in his previous 2 at bats, is on deck. It's 3-1 on the Angels shortstop Zach Neto. That's the slider right there, and a good one. 3-2. Trey working his way back from that Tommy John surgery, September of 23. Lost him all of 24. Last season out most of the year with right elbow trouble, that bone spur that finally got taken care of. And he is determined to make that slider a usable pitch, and he gets swing and miss with it right there.
Starts it right on that outside corner, dips off the plate low and away. Neto, as he has done so many times this year, goes down swinging.
Leads the American League. Only Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies has struck out more in the majors this year. And Zach Neto. Here's Trout, who's homered in both games of the series. He's got 4 hits. Mike Trout, he'll be 35 in August. The Angels owe Trout $35 million a year for another 4 seasons after this one. An enormous contract he signed back in March of 2019. 12 years, $426 million. Dre really having some success with that slider. You love to see that. He strikes out Neto and Trout in a 7-0 ball game. Regarding the Diamondbacks tonight, Ketel Marte with a 2-out single, Perdomo with a 2-out single. Corbin Carroll struck out against Reid Detmers, who then went on to work a 1-2-3-7. And he was brilliant tonight. The Angels left-hander, 7 scoreless innings of 3-hit baseball, 90 pitches, 63 strikes. I know you don't want to hear it, but it's 7-0 Los Angeles. And the veteran right-hander Kirby Yates is on to work the bottom of the 8th from the LA bullpen. Missed the first 36 games this year with left knee inflammation, his 15th appearance of the season.
for Detmers, a guy that we talked about before the ball game. Big strikeout numbers for the left-hander, but he had only 4 swings and misses tonight. But he did have 13 pitches that were chased out of the strike zone. Only 3 strikeouts on the game.
I was among the American League strikeout leaders, and you can see he doesn't need that swing and miss to be effective. At least not when there's 2 strikes in the count. Lawler 0 for 2, the center fielder. Kirby Yates has always had that splitter. Great job by Reid Detmers. 7 scoreless innings, 90 pitches, 63 strikes, did not walk a batter. Just 3 hits, all singles. In between the 3 hits, retired 10 consecutive between the 3rd and the 6th.
Very impressive outing for the left-hander tonight.
Foul tip. Little Hoppy hangs on. Lawler strikeout victim to start the game. Adrian Del Castillo got the first hit tonight against Detmers. A single to lead off the 3rd. Del 1 for 2. James Groover, the DH, is due up next, but Pavin Smith has come out of the on-deck circle. And we'll take the at-bat with the left-hander Detmers out of there.
Yates is not quite down to Ryan Thompson level, but real low 3/4, almost sidearm at times.
Kirby Yates now 39 years old. Pitched, of course, at Yavapai and Prescott. Here's a look.
Still makes his home here in the Valley.
All season in the majors. Spent last year with the Dodgers, made 50 appearances. And now has moved across town to the Angels, way up high in right center. Mike Trout over there near the pool. And there's 2 outs in the 8th as they retire Dell. Now Pavin Smith will bat for Groover. This was Pavin, of course, last night. A big spot in the 7th inning off the foul pole and right. His first of the year. Everybody was thrilled for Pavin just to see him get off the schneid. Had a single and then that go-ahead home run high off the foul pole. Pavin was saying after the game yesterday, a lot of hitting is definitely feel, and it's hard to get those feels back when you've been out so long. He missed 55 games after the left elbow surgery April 16th. So they said, well, what'd you do? How did it work? He said, you know what? I just stopped over analyzing, stopped looking at video, and just tried to be a baseball player.
Be an athlete.
It worked out. Just feel it in the box. Fastball missed away. It's 3-0. Marte on deck.
Yates has a sweeper in his arsenal, but you'll rarely see it. He's just fastball splitter, fastball splitter.
It's worked for a dozen years. Big year, of course, in 2019 when he was the Padres closer, led the majors with 41 saves. 33 saves for the Rangers in Texas just 2 years ago. There's a strike. 50 appearances for the Dodgers last year in relief. 3-2 on Pavin Smith. Pavins aboard ahead of Cattell. 2-out walk issued by Yates. The first walk drawn by a Diamondback batter tonight. And a chance for Cattell, who singled his last time up against Detmers. Cattell's single extended his hitting streak to 6 in a row. Hoppy out to the mound. Don't forget, we're back with you early tomorrow, the series finale, in what looks like it'll be the rubber game of the 3-game set. Angels will have another left-hander on the mound. The youngster, 24 years old, Sam Aldeguerri. He'll take on the veteran lefty Eduardo Rodriguez, with you at high noon on DBacks.tv. Series finale with the Angels tomorrow. Off day on Thursday. Then the Twins come in for 3 starting on Friday night.
Sure what O'Hoppe had to say to Yates out there might have been something mechanical about Yates' delivery. More than likely, it's about Ketel Marte. He really opened up. It was out there early on that first pitch that was way off the plate inside. Sometimes you notice something with a hitter that looks a little out of the ordinary.
First pitch swinging. Madrigal is under it. And a 2-out walk is stranded. To the 9th we go, trailing 7-zip. Diamondback defense big again. How about Nolan Arenado early in the game? Corbin Carroll in right field making a running grab there. Marte at second base. It got through, but there's Corbin to cut down Logan O'Hoppe at home plate in the 4th. Our Chaz Roberts, air conditioning and plumbing. Cool plays of the game. The defense has been exceptional over the last several weeks.
Well, not too much to get excited about offensively, but you know Torlavella loves that airtight defense.
Great Jamison will work the 8th inning, back out there for the 9th.
The pitcher's called the ball. The catcher has challenged.
Adrian Del Castillo, hot shooter at the table, got the last one overturned. Let's see how this one works out.
Yeah.
And Del's right again.
The call is returned. Pitcher's striker. His owner retains the challenge.
Edwin Moscoso, the plate umpire. So it's an 0-1 count on Shotwell, who has singled and walked. Let's give a big shout out to our Diamondback fans. Last night, 29,000 plus. Game 2 tonight, 36,905 in here tonight.
Nice going, fans.
Real big crowd on a Tuesday night. And they didn't get much to cheer about tonight, unfortunately. We're back early again tomorrow. Noon start on D-Backs TV, getaway day. Way up high to center, and Jordan Lawler's out there. That's the first out in the 9th. Independence weekend is coming up. Diamondbacks will be ready for you with count them, two fireworks spectacular shows. July 3rd and July 4th, presented by Bar S. Get your tickets now. Brewers will be in town. Fireworks after the games, both on the 3rd and the 4th.
Nice.
And a lot of fireworks. Pretty patriotic music, by the way. Joe Adell.
I tell you, Dre Jameson, since he's come into this ball game, has thrown one fastball.
This is a good chance for him in a 7-6-7-0 game to work on the secondaries. Here's another sinker now. We've seen him throw sweepers. That's a two-seam fastball. We've seen a lot of slider, the changeup. Brian Kaplan on the left, the pitching coach. There's that sinker. Adell pokes it down the line, but it's out of play. Today, by the way, is the birthday of a famous former Angel player. Want to take a guess? Give you a couple of hints. He was born on this day in 1962. Played 16 years in the big league, 7 with the Angels as a first baseman. Swing and a miss. There's the Dre Jameson slider, and he picks up his 3rd strikeout. Played collegiately at BYU.
Stumped.
Wally Joyner.
Oh, Wally, yeah.
Wally World. That's your staff busy at work in a 7-0 game.
Well, they handed me a card too.
Oh, yeah, of course they did. See, I could have got off scot-free. That's what I get.
On this day in 1992, the Angels retired a number. Whose number?
Oh boy, 92.
He's a right-hander.
I'm running through the. Not Gooby. No. He's working Angels TV. Here's Madrigal.
The Angels were one of 3 teams to retire his number.
This is embarrassing. Nolan.
Yes.
All right, there you go.
Lynn Nolan Ryan.
That was too good a clue. Right at Corbin Carroll. Dre Jameson, 3 outs in the 9th inning. Bottom 9 on the way. It's 7-0 Los Angeles. In action, Twins will be here on Saturday. That's the day to get your Gabriel Moreno soccer jersey. D-backs colors, courtesy of Wendy's. D-backs.com for your tickets. It's got the Gabby number and the name on the back. A lot of the Diamondback players were wearing their Gabby soccer jerseys during batting practice today. And there he is with a night off tonight. Gabriel Moreno. Chase Silseth, the right-hander, former U of A pitcher out of Farmington, New Mexico, and he has been outstanding for the Angels this year. A 1.78 ERA, his 32nd appearance. They've been out hit 14-3, down 7-0 in the ninth inning, and Geraldo Perdomo, who has one of the 3 hits, a single his last time up, starts us off. Silseth has one of the lowest earned run averages in the American League for a relief pitcher. He went the entire month of May and did not give up an earned run.
He's been spending some time in that Angels bullpen with Kirby Yates. He throws a splitter too. He's got a good fastball, good splitter. He'll mix in the occasional sweeper, the occasional sinker, but basically a 2-pitch guy.
96 is there for strike 2.
I think people would be surprised how many times a pitcher learns a new pitch from a teammate.
Oh, sure.
Down there in the bullpen, they got a lot of time to waste, as Paul Sewald told Todd earlier in the ball game. And hey, how do you hold your slider? How do you hold your split finger? What are you trying to do at release point?
Oftentimes it's just the adjustment of, one finger moving it in a different spot on the ball.
Told the story before about Mariano Rivera just moving his thumb 2 seams over on the bottom of the ball and came up with one of the best cutters in the history of the game.
And there's 97 up and in on Jerry, and Silseth gets the strikeout. 1 down in the 9th. Post-game preview brought to you by Talking Stick Resort. Brandon Webb, Tom Walsh standing by. Corbin 0 for 3. Angels will be at the 30-win mark if they can hang on and win this one. Still last place in the American League West. They'll be 14 under 500. Diamondbacks will drop to 1 game over, and it's 1-2. We'll look to Erod to win the series tomorrow. A noon start on D-backs TV. Sam Aldegari, the rookie left-hander, goes for the Angels. There's the split finger pitch you mentioned. Kurt Suzuki, the first-year skipper. 16 years in the big leagues as a catcher. Angels have fallen on hard time 2 years ago. The worst season in their history. They lost 99 games, a franchise record. Last year, second straight last place finish in the division, 72 and 90. That one is going to turn. Boy, that hit the grass and spun back in, tore the infield. And it's a perfectly placed swing and bunt single for Corbin Carroll, their 4th hit tonight.
I say it all the time. If you could teach a guy to do this, he'd hit 600. Full swing, cues it right off the end of the bat down that third baseline, and as you mentioned, that side spin kept it fair. Look at that thing shoot back into fair territory.
An exit velocity of 31 miles an hour. A rocket off the bat of Corbin. Lourdes in the cleanup spot 0 for 3.
I'm surprised the Angels were holding on Corbin Carroll with a 7-0 lead, one out in the ninth. So they're trying to keep the double play in order should Lourdes hit one on the ground to one of the infielders.
Oh, and 2. Johnwell plays behind the runner now at first base. Sweeper gets away. Here's Johnwell backing up behind Corbin and stays put down there. Swing and a miss on the split finger pitch. First base occupied. So Gurriel is out number 2. Second strikeout for Silseth, and he'll face Nolan Arenado.
You see that split finger grip, and then you just throw it like a fastball. Everything about it says fastball to a hitter. The arm speed, the arm angle, the release point, everything says fastball, but that split grip takes enough velocity off and causes that ball to dip.
Corbin takes off uncontested, and that sinker's right down Broadway for a strike. Bounced up the middle. Madrigal from second. And the Angels have even the series at a game apiece. A dominant performance by Reid Detmers. Another home run by Mike Trout. And they win this one 7-0.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to tip your cap to that opposing pitcher. We talked about Detmers at length at the beginning of this ball game, and he was exactly as advertised, with the exception of the high strikeout total.
Diamondbacks managed only 4 hits, all of them singles. They are shut out for the 3rd time this month and the 7th time this season. Brandon Webb, Todd Wall standing by. D-backs post-game show comes up next on D-backs TV.
And the series now tied at a game apiece. The Angels snap a 2-game losing streak. The Diamondbacks snap a 2-game winning streak. Our coverage continues here on D-backs TV. The post-game show presented, as always, by Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. This was a laugher for the Angels, 7-0, 7 runs on 14 hits, in fact. So welcome. Thanks for being with us into the night here. That's Brandon Webb. I'm Todd Walsh. We hope to get inside to get some reaction from either the interview room or the clubhouse from the Diamondbacks before all is said and done tonight. And keep in mind, there's an early game tomorrow. That's a quick turnaround for our crew, so we're going to operate with efficiency.
Yes, we will.
Okay. the goofy analogy, the metaphor, whatever it was that I had on the pregame show, where I asked if you, like I did when I was a kid in school, the school project was to plant a seedling. You did it in like an egg carton?
Egg carton, usually, right.
We would cut the top off of a milk carton.
Okay.
And then you'd stare at it, and then one day it would grow a little bit, and it just felt so fragile.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of this offense. I just heard Steve say it. They've been shut out 7 times. We're not even to the All-Star break.
Right.
3 times in June.
Right.
That's a fragile offense.
Very recently, yeah. They just no offense. Detmers is good.
Yes.
We knew coming in he was good. I mean, and he showed that. But again, I mean, there's only so many times you can tip your cap to a pitcher, right?
Yeah, and we'll talk about him and show you what we were impressed with in a moment. But let's get to Merrill Kelly, because we are also concerned about Merrill's numbers at home this year.
Right.
Touched by the big fly, probably more than you'd want to see. But can you run through some of this, Brandon? I know this is a heavy package.
Yeah, I mean, coming in, I thought he was going to, it's a very aggressive team here. 1, 2, 3, first inning right here. He does very well. Again, he has great movement on his pitches. They're aggressive. They're going to swing. They strike out a lot. Gets a couple punch outs in that first inning. So you're like, all right, Merrill's got his stuff going. Immediately in the second inning, Joe Adell, he starts off the offense for these guys once again, just like he did last night. Big double. Meckler comes up. A couple batters after him, kind of dunks one in. Good effort there by Lawler in center field, just short hops him. And Adell is going to come in to score the first run for the Halos there.
Yeah, but it just kept going.
Keeps going. Third inning. Wow. I mean, we had the windows closed. I could hear how loud that home run was. That's Neto leading off that inning. That's their second run. This is going to Guzman in the third inning. Again, it's just inning after inning. It's the infield base hit. Good play by Arenado there. Followed up by Ohapi. Gets a double down the line there. And then a single by Walton. Guzman's going to come around to score with 2 outs, but Corbin Carroll throws an absolute missile strike to Del Castillo to get in that threat there in the 4th inning. And then in the 5th, once again, this is Neto. Again, hits an absolute missile off the overhang there in center field. Just misses a home run. I believe it hits the yellow line there, so about 6 inches short. And the next hitter, Mike Trout, second in as many days. He goes just above the yellow line in dead central field. 2-run home run there in the 5th inning.
That was that classic Mike Trout swing. You can see our StatCast with a look at the homers and the triple. That's a long way all over the ballpark, no matter how you cut it. I swear to you, I was down by the left field wall after I left the bullpen and was just sitting down there talking to some fans when that home run went to left. I didn't know where the ball was, but I saw Lourdes Gurriel Jr. duck.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, Stevie and I our producer, were in the booth, and it was like, you could just hear it. I mean, it kind of, if you're looking down, I mean, it kind of made you jump. Those were no cheapy hits for sure.
So tell us about Merrill Kelly then. What did you see, or what aren't you seeing?
Right. Well, he wasn't getting ahead for sure, so he's falling behind. Again, he shows signs of throwing great pitches. I thought, I saw handfuls of good pitches. Breaking ball here and there was good. Changeup. It's got great movement on. He got some swing and miss on it, not a ton. But again, just not getting ahead. 5 of 13, I think we said.
At one point, yep.
At one point, and when you do that and you have to get in those hitters' counts, it's tough. These guys are super aggressive. They can't hit home runs. They don't got a ton of them, but they got 2 or 3 guys that are going to hurt you with that.
And there was a point of interest, I thought. You brought it up in the pregame show. Steve and Bob drilled it home. Let's talk about Reid Detmers and just the difference between velocity from his breaking ball to his fastball.
Yeah, he's a good-looking lefty pitcher, coming in, and he's had a good little streak of great outings. 4 out of the last 5. He struck out 14, I believe, on one of those in I believe it was Houston. 94 mile an hour from the left side, so he runs it up there. But the left-handed curveball, I mean, it's kind of it's 72 miles an hour, big breaker, Barry Zito-ish, I would say. So it's just tough to cover 94, and he throws that fastball up in the zone off that 4-seam fastball. You see right there, he gets the punch out to Corbin Carroll. Right before that was a curveball. This is Corbin Carroll once again. Gets him with the high heat. It's tough to cover that because it's coming out of the same slot, the 4-seam fastball, but the curveball comes out of there too, and it just bites, and it's so hard.
Well,
pretty nasty.
Yeah, I do understand tipping of the hat for sure when we see that kind of performance, and you know that that's a guy that you've really got a game plan.
Yeah, absolutely. And he only struck out 3 guys today. We just weren't getting any hard contact. I mean, he was just so far. I mean, he had a good changeup. He also throws a little bit harder slider too, which kept the guys off the, off the barrel.
Our Casino Arizona Talking Stick Resort box score, you see the Diamondbacks with just 4 hits. They only walked once.
Yeah.
And when they were in a big swoon earlier, same drill, all of a sudden they're not drawing walks. They're not seeing a lot of pitches.
No.
So a big problem. And for Merrill Kelly, 5 or more runs. In 2025, he did it twice in 32 starts, Brandon. This
Very
year,
good.
5 and 12.
That's not good.
That's not Merrill Kelly,
That
right?
is not Merrill Kelly. I'm not sure how they need to fix him. Again, I think you getting back in the strike zone and just attacking the lower part of the zone is going to help.
All right, we're getting to a break here. As I mentioned, we're going to try and run with efficiency here tonight. 7-0 your final. We hope to hear from a player or manager Troy Lavello before we're all said and done here from Chase Field on this Tuesday night. Diamondbacks postgame show is brought to you by Talking Stick Resort. Playcation is back. Stay and play with rates as low as $129. It's hard to believe, Brandon, as we bring you back to the postgame show here from Chase Field after a 7-0 loss to the Angels, that we got a chance to see Mike Trout. He had a big fly last night. That swing here tonight, that's a Hall of Fame swing.
That's one we've seen for a decade, just doing absolute damage. It's 2 home runs in 2 days. It's a huge bomb.
And the weird thing is, he's only played here a handful of times.
Yeah.
I believe less than 5.
Yeah. I think it was 3. This was 4. I think it was
incredible that we haven't had a chance to see him up close and personal. I wonder how many of the 36,905 were here because, in part, Mike Trout's here.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he's going to draw the crowd, I think, for sure. It was a huge crowd. Big crowd last night, too. Even upper deck. The upper tank was even full. So, yeah, they're showing up, and I think, that was definitely part of the draw to see him.
All right, well, and you fixed the air conditioning, and I think it's all on you. You threw the gauntlet down. All right, let's get down into the interview room and check in with manager Troy Lavello.
Yeah, it looked like Merrill never got his footing, and they jumped on him for some early runs, and they just continued to really show up with stubborn at bats, quality contact, and we're trying to wiggle him through that 6th inning. I thought the pitch count was low enough to send him back out there for the 6th, but that's where it kind of went upside down on us. The bullpen came in, kept it basically where it was. By that time, Detmer had established his rapport with, or his arsenal with our group, and was a tough customer. I keep saying it. I believe enough in our hitters that we should be able to beat anybody anytime. And to get to where we're going, we got to be able to throw up runs on any type of pitcher. And I want to be respectful of what I just saw, because that was really good stuff. But overall, we got to be better. I'm still trying to get to the bottom of what's making this team go on certain days and then not go on other days. But we're going to keep coaching. We're going to keep talking about it. We're going to try to figure this out. And when we start getting a real good push in the right direction, we're going to be in a really good spot to get on a nice run.
When you have a team that swings early and gets hits, it's because you're aggressive and you found your pitch. And when you don't get hits, it's because you're impatient and lost at the plate. What's really happening with the early swings in the count?
Well, our quality of contact in the zone, certain pitches, if we're hunting them in the middle of the zone, has been really good. As of late, things have been a little bit of a grind. It's men in scoring position. It's been a little bit of a grind. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything and say that it's okay, because it's not. And we're aware of it, and we're going to work at it. We got a really good group of hitting coaches that are just grinding it out with the boys, and I see them working as hard as anybody in the batting cage. I see the conversations are very positive, but agree with you on a lot of fronts there. You asked one question, but it tells a big story. Like, I can sit here and talk to you about this for half an hour. Checking off of certain pitches and certain counts gives you count leverage, or keeps you in counts, or gives you the ability to see one more pitch. And we're a very stubborn group when it's going right. And what is happening, and why are we not having success? I think guys are trying to do too much. I just want them to just be themselves, know what they're good at, be themselves by going up there, controlling counts, and doing the damage on the right pitch. If not, check off of it.
It's a pretty powerful comment from him about still trying to figure out what makes this team tick on a certain day. In other words, there is the roller coaster.
It's what it feels like it's been. I mean, they've faced some good pitchers this year, and they've gotten to him. Detmers is a good pitcher. They did not get to him, but I mean, again, they just can't find consistency in those at bats, stringing of bats, swinging at good pitches, not chasing out of the zone. Picking a pitch and kind of sticking to that, sticking to their game plan.
Is there a leader that you follow in that and throughout the batting order? How does that work?
I think for sure the top three you're gonna set the tone with those guys
and watch how they're going about their business.
Yeah, 100%.
Checking off on pitches and not. Okay.
Yep.
All right. That's a frustrating benchmark for this group to have, because, like you said, we've seen what they're capable of doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we're going to move on here. As I said, efficiency. That's the mode of the post-game show. It's time to take a look at your tickets for the D-backs 50-50 raffle. It's supported by Avnet Cares. As always, the lucky winner will take home over $12,000. Remember, all funds raised here today and tonight support the Diamondbacks Foundation's youth sports and outreach programs. The winning number is right there on the screen, and you can visit dbacks.com/5050 for more information. We'll do it again tomorrow afternoon. As always, we thank you for your participation. Take a short break, come back and look at the pitching matchup in the finale of this series. It is even at 1, of course, but this sure feels like a lot after a 7-0 loss on this Tuesday night. tomorrow, the finale. And I think this is going to be a fascinating watch tomorrow because Eduardo Rodriguez, his last outing in Cincinnati on the 12th of June on that Friday, 2 2/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, a homer, 5 walks. It's a curious outing.
Was, yeah. He's been so good this year, too.
Yeah.
So he's going to try to right his ship for sure. I mean, 5-2. He's got a 2.5 ERA right now. Altogether, don't know a ton about him, but again, I think he's watched the last 2 games. Erod, aggressive LA team. So you got to be ready from pitch 1.
Are you going to be ready from pitch 1 tomorrow? Do you know?
I mean, it depends on. I don't know. Am I going to be radio? I'm going to have to do my makeup. I don't know. And they let me know.
I just want you to know that I'm so committed to making sure our truck gets a good night's sleep that I have the keys to my car. And that means it's time to go.
That's it.
Okay, it's a rough night. Quick
turnaround.
Efficient.
Yeah.
Now it's just like the game. You flush it.
You flush it quickly.
Talked about it, touched on a couple of hot topics, and now we shut it down for the night, and that's what we do. Because we're back on the air tomorrow at high noon.
Yep.
Whether you're here or not, Mark Grace is here. Who knows?
It'll be 12:30 for me, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on what Gracie feels like.
Yeah. You know, donuts are always welcome.
Always in play.
Good night, everyone.